right, we are back. The fifth quarter. Man, y'all know what time it is, man. I'm so excited. We got a special guest, a family member of ours, a brother to me. You know, we always, we share a strong brotherhood here, at Texas State, man, especially our alums, our football alums. Man, we got Mr. B-Lo, Bryan London, man. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the podcast. How we doing?
Appreciate you having me, man.
No doubt. So talk to us, man. Give us an update. I mean, we want to know, what you've been up to. Talk to us.
Yeah, man. So I've just been grinding, just kind of getting it in how COVID allows me to,
Right.
So I've just been continuing to train and work out for another opportunity. After my opportunity with the Rams, got cut short due to no preseason games, stuff like that.
Right.
Even more recent, man, I had a opportunity to play organized football again, chance to play in front of some scouts and in front of CFL coaches and stuff in the spring league. It's actually here hosted in San Antonio. That's where I'm living right now. So it was 20 minutes right up the road. Got to stay downtown. Kind of they kind of try to create a bubble-like atmosphere,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We played 2 games. It went good, man. Got to play with guys like J.T. Bear from Ohio State.
Nice.
Played against Shea Patterson, so it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, the last 2 games of my team got canceled just because of COVID protocols, man. Some guys ended up testing positive. So they ended up, shutting the league down. But, I was fortunate enough to get out of there with 2 games of film just to show teams, that I've still been preparing. And, yeah, man, I've just been experimenting, outside of football. What are my interests and what are some things I want to get into. Yeah, so, it's been different, just being on the other side of things now.
Yeah, it is, man. A lot of people always ask this question about the transition, and not necessarily a transition out of football because you're still in football, but more so a transition from before, you could just go over here to the, and get your meals and you have income coming where you can just pay for this and that. And, now you're kind of transitioning to the real world, so how has that been so far for you?
It's been different, man. It's been crazy. Honestly, the biggest blessing has just been my family and my support system.
Yeah.
My parents, they haven't rushed me to just do anything. So I've had this time to kind of just self-reflect.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I've just been doing a lot of research and studying on things that I probably should have, spent a little time in college on.
Yeah.
Just being a business major, man, I've just been looking into all the opportunities that e-commerce brings, just studying stuff like that, studying financial stuff,
right.
401k, investments accounts, man, just growing, just really just a part of growing up and just, learning how to maneuver, now that I don't have a monthly check coming in, I got to see where my money's going, so.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always crazy that, because people really don't know when they don't play sports, they don't know, how much we really put into it when we're playing.
Yeah,
these
exactly.
kind of things are not thoughts in our head when we're playing. We're not really thinking about we've blocked our head to only think about football for the most part,
Yeah.
So it's always interesting on the transition of that. But yeah, man, so it's good. It's good to finally for you guys that don't know, okay? This is me and B-Lo's first time. I think this is our first video, first time on camera for the fifth quarter podcast. It's really a privilege, bro. We're both linebackers. I feel like there's a strong a fraternity of linebacker brothers, at Texas State. I think we need to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we definitely can. But no, it's definitely there.
We'll get to that, and we'll get to that part of the show. But let's stick to the topic for right now. So I always want to get on, we're going to talk a little bit about Georgia Southern, obviously. I think that's every week, man. That's society.
Yeah, no, that's what it's starting to feel like, man.
Man, we lost another close one by 2 points. We should have beat those Eagles or whatever they want to call themselves. We should have beat those guys. We lost 38-40. We dropped a close one. We're now 1-9 on the season. This was a season that I even myself predicted us winning 5-6 ball games this season. I think my prediction at the beginning of the year was 5 games. My best case scenario was going. I believe it was 6-6 was my best case scenario. Worst case, my actual prediction, I had us going 5-7 this year, and it was just, it's not the way that I saw it going. I thought we was going to be on the bubble to fighting for that bowl eligibility, and it didn't kind of go that way. The last 7, well, there's been 7 games this year where we've lost by 10 points or less. Okay. Last game, same thing. We lost by 2 points. So we're now 1-9 on the season. Belo, all right, you've played on this football, on this football team. You've played obviously for the Bobcats. What do you feel is like right now? We seem like we have all the tools, but we're just not able to close these games out. So talk to us. Like, what do you feel that we need to be doing to be able to close these Georgia and Southern type games out with a W?
It's so hard, man, because it feel like you go over everything, you practice everything.
Yeah.
And it's like it's hard to like point to what you should be practicing.
Right.
I feel like right now it's just like just not having seen what to do in those moments, Like
right.
Every week it's a close game. You can point back to like 3-4 mistakes that we internally made. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like there's definitely a lot of bad officiating when it comes like towards Texas State.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of like self-inflicted wounds like every game. That just feels like, man, if we clean those up, like we're gonna win. So it's just tough.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it is tough, man. It's tough. Especially when you're right there, And we're 1-9. It's not saying that we're not. We're 1-9, but I just feel like this is still a different. It's a different team, though. I still feel that way. I still feel that this team has talent. I feel that they're younger and they're still, they have a lot of JUCO transfers and they have a lot of guys that's trying to find their way. We talked about this last episode, but they have, look at the receivers. You got Barbie on one and Haydale on another one, and then here come Banks, and then you got K-Dot, all these people, and it's just like everybody's just trying to like find a way. Running backs, I feel like it's musical chairs right now that we got a good backfield, but we still trying to, number one, we're trying to find the guy, but number two, we're also trying to, kind of like everybody's trying to mesh together, Defense, we got a lot of injuries. They're still trying to find out how to play together. I feel like, everybody's just kind of like, we're playing musical chairs on that side because of all the different injuries. So, yeah, man, I can't really, there's a lot of positives to still, point to, but it all comes down to, there's an elephant in the room, I'm sure and man, that's the quarterback, position. There's no, I'm not going. Y'all know me. I like to just, and I'm not going to say that it's their fault because it's not. This is a team effort. It takes a full team, special teams, offense, defense, coaching, everybody, players. It takes accountability, a full team to get wins. But it's not a secret that we just have not been able to get consistent play from that quarterback position. Last game, Vitt started, came in, he was 12-18, 12 of 18, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. McBride ended up finishing the game out, came in, seemed like he was doing a little better than where Vitt was. He came in, he was 7 of 13, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns. Being that you played with Vitt, and you was you was with McBride as well.
Yeah,
He was a red shirt, right?
Yep, he had to sit
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he had to sit out. So talk to me, man. And I'm not putting you against your teammates or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is like, what do you think from the two guys? Give us your your perspective on them.
Yeah, it's just hard because it's like the area you wish the other would like improve on, the other kind of like excels in that area. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like hard to like, you know what I'm saying, decide which one you think. Cause T Vit, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna throw what's coach, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna
yeah.
keep you ahead of the chains. You know what I'm saying? If you need some power runs, like he's gonna do that. He's gonna keep you in front of the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like right when it seems like he's going, he'll make like these mistakes, these costly mistakes, throw picks, or and that's another thing with him. Like he's only like gonna get you what's kind of like what's keen for what's coached.
Right.
Whereas you have Brady, who's more dynamic. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
take those chances. He's gonna take those opportunities. But sometimes like simple slants or check downs that are there,
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna stay in the pocket long enough to deliver.
Right.
He's gonna try to get out on the run and scramble and like sometimes it just don't work. So you just kind of like what I'm saying, if you could take like the best attributes of both and just make like
And combine them.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's hard, man. It's hard. Like
Right.
you want to cheer for both of these guys. You just you hope one like steps up and just becomes a
Right.
guy.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, and I'm the same way, man. I just really want, whoever's just gonna be able to separate themselves. I think that's the biggest thing. I haven't seen. My biggest thing with Vit is we've had now like 2 years, plus to kind of, see see him evolve, seeing him develop as a QB. And it still seems like we're still getting that same kind of Vit that we've seen, the one that's going to be a gunslinger, he's going to stick in there, he's going to throw the balls where they're supposed to be coached, and he don't care. Kind of like, that's where it goes. And he's confident. When I see Vit, see him, he's being confident in his throwing abilities, but sometimes too confident, to the point where he turns the ball over a lot, And then McBride so far, what I've seen out of him is been it's just one of those things. I think a big thing is just mechanics with him a lot. Sometimes his mechanics just goes out the window, and he gets a little flustered real quick. It's like he's dynamic, but at the same time, he takes himself out of plays a lot.
Yeah.
So okay. My question is, you have to pick one guy. You got to pick one guy. You got to pick one guy, bro. You got to pick one guy. Who are you going with? Who are you going with? It's just a straight answer.
Yeah, just my straight answer,
man. You're a head coach right now. We're leading for the rest of the year. We got 2 games remaining. And we're going into off season, and we're going into 2021 to get prepared to have us a beast next year.
Yeah.
Which quarterback are you going with? Which one are you going to develop? Which one are you sticking in there for next game? Who's starting next game for you?
So my answer is going to be less on the ability of the quarterback, like either the quarterback I choose, and more just on the receiver room. Like I feel like we have so many playmakers in that room that with T-Vit at quarterback, like he's gonna get them the ball. Yeah. Like I feel like, what I'm saying, I'm every week I'm watching the game, and I don't know if I've seen Barbie lose a jump ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Haydel, and I know what Haydel and K-Dot and JB can do like after the catch. You know what I'm saying? So right. I like T-Vit to get the ball to those guys, and like he's drawn up in his coach. So
right.
And that's where I'm gonna go, just for that reason.
Gotcha. Man, I'm the same. To be honest, I'm the same way. I think I don't know. When Vic is back there, I just feel that our throwing ability improves from our guys being able to get the ball. Because we just need a game manager quarterback at this point. That's what I feel.
Especially with the backfield too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So So what are some positives that you got out of the game, man? What did you see from on the defensive side? You know, let's talk a little defense for right now. Yeah.
Just on the defensive side, man, I seen guys just stepping up,
Mm-hmm.
especially the secondary. Man, those guys are decimated with injuries right now.
Yeah.
I want to say, I I could have been wrong, but look like Lil Jay was playing a little safety on his pick. I'm like,
He
you know
was.
what I'm saying? I never seen that from him. So just uh, tip my hat to those guys. A lot of guys who haven't played that much college football stepped up and
Yeah.
played like a lot of reps that, they wouldn't normally play. So for that, uh, just guys that guys are finally coming into their own, like Hal Vincent. I mean, he got hosed with the roughing the passer penalty,
Oh, that
but
was horrible, man.
yeah,
That was
man.
horrible.
Just like him, Nico, Jamar, like I was around all those guys, and you could always see the potential. So just
Right.
like the light coming on for them, at linebacker, Binky,
Yeah.
this was supposed to be his year, man. So when I heard his ACL injury, man, I was devastated for him. But just seeing him coming back now, getting into
Right.
form, so
Right.
there was some positives.
Got you. Got you. Who are your go-to guys? Who are your guys on defense? You know, like that you feel like has been really making a big impact. I know we're gonna say Moores. Jerron Moore.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
we gonna go there. But outside of him, I think that's obvious with us. But outside of him, who do you feel like is your who do you like? Who do you feel like has been making?
So I think Nico Ezdor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been balling, making a lot of flashes and a lot of splash plays on the D line.
Yeah.
Man, he's young and he's still, he makes some freshman plays, but I'm a Zion Childress fans, man.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I like the way he
Gotcha.
played for a freshman being thrown into the fire this year.
Right. Right.
Like I said, man, how
Yeah.
it he's got natural like pass rushing abilities, so he's starting to show flashes and show up in the game.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Okay.
I think he's finding his footing, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, those guys do a lot.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, Nico's been having himself a year, man. He's at 56 tackles. He's at 10 TFLs, and he's at 2.5 sacks on the season. So, yeah, Nico, I've been impressed with his play. I think he's going to be a good, something that we're going to be looking forward to for next year. And then obviously J-Mo's been doing this thing. He's at 4 interceptions on the year. Last game he had 8 tackles. And what is this? So he's at 60 tackles total.
Yeah.
4 TFLs, 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 8 PBUs, 1 fumble recovery, 1 forced fumble. Like he just has, stats in every category. Nah, he's been playing some good football. He's been playing some good football. So that's something to look forward to for next year as well. So, bro, I don't know. Phil, I just think this is a good practice year for us. I mean, it's something that it's almost like we had got a chance for our team to know who our guys are. This year we've been trying to figure out, who's gonna step up, who are the players, who are the, and then going into next year, Spav and those guys is gonna be able to game plan now, knowing that, okay, throw Marcel Barber the ball, he gonna do his thing, knowing like, okay, look, these are what our backs are capable of, this is what this person does, knowing, yak yards that are, K-Dot and Haydell and all those guys gonna be able to give you, things like that, being able to dial up the pass rush, knowing who your guys are who can get to the quarterback, blitzes and all these different things like that on the defensive side. So, yeah, bro, I think it's gonna help. I think it's definitely gonna help. What you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Man, just getting healthy. One thing I feel like I kind of knew, like having been there, like just last year, there were some guys that just like couldn't afford to get hurt, and like some of it happened. Like I knew, like Binky, the defense was gonna need Binky at 100%. Cam Winters, I'm telling you right now, next year, Cam Winters and Lil J gonna be the best cornerback duo in the conference. If that, you know what I'm saying? That's my take.
There it goes. You heard it first here on Fifth Quarter. Y'all heard it here. All right, run that video on that. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
and then people forget, man, Jordan Rebels started off on fire on the D-line. He's a playmaker. He
Yeah, he
like hurt
did.
his foot, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he's playing, but he's not back at 100% just yet,
yeah.
man. So, but there's playmakers on the defense. It's just like injuries.
Injuries, man. It's
Yeah,
been an injury.
Nico didn't really have an off season. He was recovering from foot surgery.
Yeah,
So it's just like, man, you want to see what these guys look like when they're healthy. When they
right,
get to have a full off season together. So I feel like that's the next step that just got to happen for the defense to really,
right.
come.
Okay, I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. Um, Yeah, so that's kind of like, it's been the MO on the defense. I think from a team standpoint, um man, I think I tweeted about this for the defense, but it's the same thing for the offense. Like, we're struggling on third down.
Mhm.
Defense and offense, we're struggling. I think we're at 31%, 31.3% on third down on offense, and then defense is right around. It's not any much better. So
Yeah,
a part of that is it's just really a team effort, man. We just got to kind of improve that heading into next year. We got to improve that a little bit. And then what I wanted to do was a little Arkansas State preview as well before we kind of roll on to our next deal. Arkansas State, to be honest, I think we have a real chance. We have a good
oh,
chance.
definitely.
We have
Yeah,
a good
definitely.
chance, of beating these guys. I actually think this is going to be, a game that we're going to finally get a dub. I think we're going to be able to beat Arkansas State this weekend.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like it.
huh?
I like us. I like us this week.
Yeah, I like us this week, bro, for real. I like us this week. Right now, they're ranked um, 54th offense, and they're not as efficient as they usually are on the offensive side of the ball. They're at 29.8 points per game. We're right at 27.
Yeah,
So, it's saying that it's going to be a close game. Right now, they're rushing 117 per game on the rushing side. Not anything to be it's not, and that's collectively. That's
yeah,
collectively. So they're 106th in the nation in rushing. There are two quarterbacks. I think last game they had two quarterbacks that were that's still battling for, they're not playing well offensively. So
yeah,
they're playing with two different quarterbacks. So it's something that we're probably gonna have to game plan against. But Arkansas State, they were off to, I think they won their first couple of games. I think it was like the first 2 or 3 games that they won, and their last couple of games that they've been L's. So they've been
yeah.
going through their own rules. They're 3-5 on the season right now. Okay. Um, so talk to us, bro. What was your best memory, I guess, with what are you thinking on this Arkansas State game? And I know you guys played them last year. Who was some of their top players that they had?
Well, I feel like, in my opinion, their best two players, they graduated.
Yep. Yep.
I, dang, I should have looked it up. I can't remember their names right now, but I know one of them. I want to say he signed free agent to the Panthers. I think he's on the
Okay.
practice squad right now.
Right.
Um, they had another one. I'm not sure exactly where
Right.
he landed, but that was like the
Their
heart and
best
soul of
player.
their
Yeah.
team.
And
Yeah,
I guess what I'm asking is, from an offense, because they do bring their head coach back,
Mhm.
and they do have their OC back and everybody back for the most part. So, from what you can remember facing Arkansas State, like, what was your career like? Even when I was playing Arkansas State, um, we matched up well against Arkansas State for the most part. I know my senior year we actually beat them my senior year, and they were naturally a balanced offense, but they kind of changed, since when you was
yeah.
playing them. So, yeah, go ahead.
I want to say they're still honestly more balanced than
Yeah,
anything. I think last year they just benefited from having a good receiving core, so they
yeah,
tried to air the ball out more, but they really don't do anything like crazy or
yeah,
anything special. They just try to stay ahead of the chains.
right,
Last year they the receiver with the Panthers, he was like a physical receiver. So
yeah,
they would just hitches and screens, just he just bully ball against receivers. So they don't.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
I
like
got
they do anything elaborate, anything
right,
crazy.
right, right.
So
Gotcha. Okay, cool, man. So Let's so we both got Texas State beating Arkansas State this weekend coming up. So that's good, man. That's good. So let's transition over a little bit. We kind of got our recap and our previews done for the day. Now we can chop it up, you know. So let's transition a little bit. What I want to do, bro, is I want to talk to you a little bit about, your time, at Texas State. I want to talk to you about how it was, because I think you played one, or at least you had 1 year with Fran, didn't you?
Yeah, my red shirt.
Who recruited you? Who's your recruiting coach?
Coach Wash.
Coach Wash. Okay,
Yeah.
he's at Mississippi.
Well, he ended up leaving before I actually got there.
Got you.
Ambrose took over.
And Ambrose took over. Got you. Okay, got it. So Coach Fran was your last. That was your freshman year, your redshirt year.
Redshirt freshman.
And in come Coach Withers that took over. Yeah. And he obviously, Withers wanted to rip anything known to mankind that was with Fran. I mean, goodness.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh, man. Wrong. I think he wanted to change your school colors. You know what I'm saying? Goodness gracious. Yeah. So, it's not a secret, man. Everybody think, Wizards probably would watch this. I wouldn't be, they probably still feel like I don't hate y'all head coach, man. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't care for him when he came in, So, but what I want you to do is just, talk to us. How was it playing against under Coach Withers? What was your experience like? And, talk a little bit about that, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna preface that I guess my experience is gonna be different from other people's, because Coach Withers, he did believe in as he would put it, how you say, meritocracy, or am I saying that right?
What?
Where it's basically like like if you were doing like right, and like you were gonna get treated better, so right, I definitely benefited from that.
Got you.
But I thought there was some areas where he definitely did, what I'm saying? He was kind of like the martyr for what was needed. When I first got there, like, what I'm saying, it was it was a lot of, crazy stuff going on, like, what I'm saying, just like, I feel like we had a lot of people, it's still probably something like that on the team that were just caught up in that life, what I'm saying, that Texas State, you've been to San Marcos, what I'm saying, being 30 minutes away from 6th Street, what I'm saying? Some people just fall in love with that party culture and that just going out, what I'm saying? Everybody knows probably the livest night on the square is Tuesday, what I'm saying?
Yep.
But if you're a student athlete, you probably shouldn't be, what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing that. So in some of those areas, as far as like trying to get the culture to like where people kept the main thing, what I'm saying?
Right.
First, I feel like he excelled in that area. But it was some areas, I feel like as far as, just how older people are, like if they, what I'm saying, if they didn't do it, what I'm saying, if they never seen like it done like that, like they just didn't like it, what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like he was kind of like too traditional in the sense that some people felt like they couldn't be themselves, what I'm saying, and we didn't get the most out of them for it,
Right.
So that would be probably that one area I feel like, he really excelled in, and then the one area.
Yeah, man. My biggest thing with it is like, number one, if you're gonna come, it's one of those things where, like, I remember when Chip Kelly went to the Philly when he was with the Eagles. And he reminded me, Withers reminded me of that, when Chip went to the Eagles and he started, Deshaun Jackson was gone, this person was gone, that person was gone. And it was like, okay, if you're gonna come in and do all of this and change all the rebuild the culture and do that, then that means you gotta win now. You can't do all of that and everybody hates you and then not win, So man, for you guys, it always feels different, right? Because you're benefiting from what this guy is doing, But for us, it's different because when Belo goes back to campus right now, Belo has a good experience. You know what I'm saying right now,
Yeah.
because that's how Coach Spav is. You know, you're welcomed back.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you're appreciated and things like that. For a lot of us alumni, it wasn't that way. You know, it doesn't matter if we was one of the players on the team, captains, whatever. It wasn't a good experience for a lot of us, And when you create those kind of enemies, it's kind of hard to get those guys back.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So, that was a big, you know, like thing that I know a lot of us didn't appreciate, because it just
Yeah.
we used to hear it, you used to talk mess on the former, and we'd hear it, and it just kind of what it was, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was not the best way how you go into a new school.
Yeah. No, I could
Where,
definitely like yeah, I could definitely see that.
yeah,
Cause I feel like as far as like it feels good to like go. I mean, granted, I did get to spend a year with them. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Like Coach Spav is still welcoming
right,
to people like me, even though I wasn't one of his like recruits and stuff like that.
right,
So I couldn't imagine being ostracized just because of the coach, like the staff I was under. Like as if
right,
I could help that. So I understand
right,
that part of it.
right, yeah. So yeah, man, that was really it. But I think we all share the same thing of us wanting just the best for this program, because I don't know. I feel like you guys you're similar, a little similar to me. Like, we had our level of success at the school, but we wasn't able to get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, and it's just like we still feel like, man, like it's just one of those things where we wasn't able to get it done, but there was still some level of like groundwork that was laid,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still feel like there's a responsibility of like, okay, now you new guys got to, get it done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I feel we definitely share that. What I wanted to talk about earlier was, with former players, linebackers, we have, I'm talking to. I'm not gonna spill it for you guys. I'm gonna wait for us to roll it. But just there's some other guys who I'm gonna bring on the podcast. But most importantly, I think what I'm most excited about, bro, is the fact that we gotta get back to building, like, between us players. There's a brotherhood that when you play, because when I was playing, I knew the older guys that came before me. Granted, I didn't even come. You have more experience at state than me, because
Mhm.
I didn't go to Texas State out of college. I went to
Yeah. The high
Colorado
school.
State.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't at Texas State as long as you was, but I was still meeting with the older heads. Like Belo probably wasn't meeting with as much. You probably don't know as many of the older heads as I knew when I was playing there, and that's just because you guys were the only ones in your bubble. You know what I'm saying? So, guys like, for example, Barrick Neely. Have you met Barrick before?
Nah, I never got to meet him.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason that you should have been at that school for 4 or 5 years and you haven't met Barrick Neely. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Meanwhile, like in my years, and Sean and all of us coming up, we met him multiple times, and he was able to kind of like pour into us, and he's probably he's our Vince Young. Okay. Vince Young to Texas is like Barrick Neely to Texas State. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, he's one of the guys that like you have to, and I gotta meet you. I gotta introduce you guys. You know what I'm saying? I gotta he's an assistant coach now at UTEP,
Yeah.
but I gotta introduce you guys, because we really gotta get back to the brotherhood of like, you played at Texas State. I played during this year. We should all have some kind of knowing of each other, especially the guys that, that were guys,
Yeah.
at the school.
I feel
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
So
feel you.
that was broken, bro. Me and Sean talk about all the time, but it was broken during you guys' class. During your years with Withers, it was broken. It was going on at first, and then boom, it broke. So you and some of the other guys that you came out with, whether it's, who else did you come out with? That was
Aaron Brewer.
Aaron Brewer. I don't even know Aaron Brewer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have no relationship with the guy, but Aaron Brewer and you and some of the other guys, you guys gotta be the ones to get everybody back going. Your teammates, cool. But there's people that's gonna come after you guys, there's people that came before you guys. We all gotta get back. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta get back, because when we start prospering and doing stuff, when we come back to the school, that alumni, what is that? The event thing that they have right there in the stadium where
the T Association,
the T Association, where we go and that's halftime, and bro, you don't want to be where we're in there and we don't, it's just like, oh, that's some players over there. I don't know who the hell they is, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's guys that's even in the stadium, there's guys that's hung up on our stadium that we know. We've met them. We've gotten a chance for them to, to introduce ourselves to them. There's a lot of those guys that you guys ain't never heard of before. We gotta kind of get that back. And I'm gonna end my little saying with, I'm gonna end what I'm talking about with this. One thing that I noticed that those guys do up the road, that I like that those guys do, in Austin is, now, granted, they're a school that had, they've had some success in the past. But one thing that I like that my brother and all those guys do, whether you went on and played in the NFL for 10, 12 years, or whether you was just still one of the guys, whatever, they still got, that brotherhood that, when you a Longhorn, everybody, that's the kind of, we got to get that.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it, bro, because you guys are coming. I had Craig on here a couple episodes back, and he was saying the same thing. Like, bro, I don't even know none of these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, and I was just telling Craig, well, we gotta get that back. That's our responsibility to get that back. So what you think? Go ahead, man.
Nah, I'd agree, man. Shoot, I came from like a 3A school, you know what I'm saying? So when I first got my offer from Texas State, like I'm looking at you know what I'm saying, y'all like it was you, Rag, Craig.
Yeah.
Your final year was ODR still there?
ODR, yep, ODR.
Yeah. So man, like I'm seeing like y'all guys, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like you and Mayo at linebacker, like, yeah, I want to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it was my first offer, and I'm seeing like the success y'all have. I'm like, shoot, if I don't get another offer, like I'm good. Like this is something I want to be a part of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just like when I, like, you know what I'm saying, when I committed to Texas State, like, you know what I'm saying, wanting to meet y'all and like learn from y'all was like something that was a part of it when I signed up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, when you like, you know what I'm saying, a senior and you like too cool for school, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna reach out to y'all first, you know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping,
yeah.
I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, I just, you know what I'm saying, get to meet y'all guys for real. So I get 100% what you're saying. Just like building that brotherhood. So like, my class, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to like do a better job of it. Just on social media, man, it's just interacting with some of the young guys, you know what I'm saying? Like not being above, following them back, just, you know what I'm saying, for my ratio to look good. Sharing their posts and stuff, just interacting, man. Like win, loss, or draw, you know what I'm saying? Someone performs good, you know what I'm saying? Just like letting them know, like, I see you balling. Someone gets injured, it don't take nothing to just slide them, you know what I'm saying? Give him with some motivation, man. So yeah, and then I'm right up the road, man. So I mean, granted, COVID has like kept us from like really attending games like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I feel like we need to foster these relationships, like for real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big just seeing people, you know what I'm saying, just make it, just prosper. Whether, like you said, it's in football or just not, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's guys who are at Texas State now who should know who Rack is. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Know
right,
know
right.
about Culture Ave. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah,
something that a fellow
right.
Bobcat created. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, yeah, we
And
should
we
just
all poured, we all poured into it. It's and that's it's gonna get there. It's gonna get back. I feel it from these new guys that's coming in and the way Coach Spav is going about it. They're welcoming everybody back. I've been telling them like, they've been trying to get me to try to get it, but it's just like I really that's a collective effort with everybody. You
yeah.
know, it's just a collective with everybody. So I think it's gonna be good, bro. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be times when, some of the LB bros, we need to get back. When Mayo's in town, Mayo actually lives here in the off season. You probably don't even know.
Yeah, he works out with they changed the name. I think it's Athlete now.
Yeah, the old
Used to
hit
be the
guy.
hit center.
Used to
The
be
hit
hit.
center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I talked to Mayo maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I would just, we supposed to be getting together in the off season or something, just to meet up or whatever. But yeah, bro, like I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I think if a recruit had a question for you and he was just like, tell me about Texas State, like they offer me, why should I go to this school? Like, what would you tell that recruit? Like, what would you tell them?
Man, just about the experience, just the full experience of Texas State. Um, like for one, from where the program was when I got here,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you can see where it's going. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's something people should be a part of. And then the opportunities aren't even limited to football. Like the old saying is like most athletes go pro in something other than football. You know what I'm saying? So just some of the relationships that I've like fostered outside of football have been just as worth it as, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity that Texas State afforded me with the NFL, So just, man, just like it's just a great area, man. It's like, why, you know what I'm saying? San Marcos, for one, I firmly believe that San Marcos is the best college town in
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. It's just a complete experience that being a Texas athlete like brings.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, man. I agree. I definitely agree, man. And that's why it's always good for us. And I think that this is good, man. I think this is more so turning into, like a players podcast. I've been getting some of y'all, but it's just showing how everybody really does care about this program. Everybody cares about the program. We all wanted to succeed. And, it's always good to, pour back and to see what we're doing, what everybody's up to and things like that. So, so just anything else, man, what we closing up here. I'm about to see if we have, I think I already asked the question that I needed to ask, but, man, anything else that you got for Bobcat Nation? They ain't heard from B-Lo in a little minute.
Nah, man, just it's just weird seeing on the other side, man. So I'm just cheering just as hard as the rest of you guys. I want to see the university prosper and do well just as much as the next person. And I know it's coming.
Yeah.
So I know those guys are working. I know the coaches are working around the clock, man. It's on the the ship gonna get corrected, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I very well believe too. Well, B-Lo, bro, one thing I would say, bro, is I want you to know, I'll tell you this offline, I'll tell you online. Bro, I've always I know I was, like the big bro, you know what I'm saying? But bro, I've always had a ton of respect for you, bro. I thought you did I was watching from a distance at first, but I was watching from you guys. I thought you did a good job at leading that team that you did. Even it didn't matter. Like they had some good leaders in you guys. So bro, I've always been rooting for you, big dog. So I just want to tell you, bro, I really appreciate it, bro. I think you're a real strong leader, and you're gonna, been proud of you, big dog, for real.
Appreciate that, for real, man. It just mean a lot. Like, I was really like, you know what I'm saying, Loki, like fan of you and Mayo, man. Like, that's just something I wanted to recreate when I got there, man. Like y'all do.
And you and Nick did a great job. You and Nick did a great job. I remember they started him. I said, man, y'all chill out. Nicky Milo versus Rack and Mayo. They
Yeah.
man. And I said, man, y'all chill out.
Yeah, you know what I'm
My
saying?
little bros, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming on to the fifth quarter. As always, you're always welcome. I'm pretty sure we'll have you again in no time, man. Bobcat Nation is always looking forward to you guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt.